Lisa from Faith Dream Create, and welcome back to my channel. You are watching my fall card series for 2021, and I'm going to be using these leaves to create some prints with my gel plate with some acrylic paint. So I'm just going to go ahead and play and experiment and find out what works. So I did find out what works and what didn't work. I just played, and what I did find out is that if you put the leaves and then you saturate the leaves with more paint on top, you're going to get the best impression. And then you can remove the leaves to get different impressions, more like the negative space. But to get that really saturated texture and realistic view, I found that if I took the brayer and just pushed that in, and then I had the paint on the back side as well, I was able to get a ton of texture. But even if your prints don't turn out great, you don't see that leaf impression, you have a lot of paint thrown together with some texture, and these create some great prints and backgrounds for your cards. So I ended up making so many cards. I got a bunch of good impressions, and I didn't show you all the footage because I just played and I found out what works. So definitely go ahead, go for a walk, go grab some leaves before the fall season is over, or have this in the back of your mind for next year, because this is a great way to use what we have around us and to think outside the box and create in a different way and bring the outside into our craft room. So I feel like this one turned out really good. So yeah, there you can see the leaves and the texture. And so yeah, I just kept on adding the color in with these ones because I knew that I was going to get that impression with this. So I left the paint that was already on there, and then I added some more to get some more prints. And I end up making so many different prints. You're going to see me cut them down here in a second. And that one was just a whole lot of paint, but that's okay. So here are the prints I ended up making. I don't even know how many cards. We're going to see them as we go along. Right now I'm just cutting down the prints that I got with the gel plate, and yeah, and then I'm going to go ahead and put them into cards. And I used a few stamps for the sentiments and a few other products, so I'll have those listed down below in the description box. If you are curious about the stamp set or the other supplies I'm using, you can find those listed down below in the description box. And while I'm cutting these out, I just want to say that I am so thankful that you are here. I love that I can inspire you. I love that I can bring you different ideas and share what I love to do with you. And if you are a subscriber, thank you so much for coming back every time and subscribing. And if you are new here or you have not subscribed yet, thank you for watching, and I hope that you can subscribe one day. But yeah, I'm almost at 1,000 subscribers, and that is exciting. That's a big milestone for a YouTuber, especially a crafty YouTuber. And that's a fun number. So I would love for you to join me on this crafting journey as I share what I love to do and think outside the box in this crafty world. And I love that there's this platform that I can share what I love to do, and I can also look back on these videos and have this other creative process. I love that. So thank you so much. Keep watching and hit that subscribe button if you have not already, and join me here. So let's move on. So everything is cut down now, and I'm just going ahead and doing some of the backgrounds on some black paper to give them a border. And some of them I left blank. You're going to see a ton of cards because we got a lot of good prints. That's the thing about the gel plate, is I find personally to create those backgrounds and to, with stencils or with leaves, like look how fun this one is. And then I'm just adhering them down and making the cards. So yeah, when you're creating these backgrounds with the texture and the gel plate, you just don't want to stop. You want to keep experimenting. You want to get another good print. You want to, oh, maybe that one wasn't the best, but I love this piece about it. You get to explore and you get to create. So now I have put those all together, and I'm going to use some of these sentiments. So I'm using this big thanks sentiment from a Simon Says stamp. I'll have all of the stamps listed down below. And I'm using the Simon Says stamp clear embossing ink. And then I'm going to use Simon Says stamp white embossing powder just to make these sentiments pop off the page and really go with those fun fall colors on the leaf prints. So getting that embossing powder ready, and then I'm going to melt this white embossing powder on black. It's like, ah, wow, look at it. It just stands out so much. So I went ahead and did this thanks sentiment a few times because I had a bunch of cards to do. And then I pulled out a Simon Says stamp smaller thank you set, and I will have the names listed down below in the description box for you. You could essentially use any thank you set. You could even use these as birthday cards or whatever sentiment you needed for fall. So here are the sentiments from the smaller Simon Says stamp set. So I'm just going ahead and I'm going to stamp out a bunch of them because I wanted to play with the sentiments and build some different thank you sentiments. And yeah, I had a bunch of cards, so I was going to get it done. So I'm using the anti-static powder tool there, and I'm just inking this all up. And then again, I'm going to use the white embossing powder and make some fun sentiments pop off the paper. And go ahead and melt those. And then I'm just cutting them out so I can adhere those to the card. So what is your favorite thing about fall? Or what are you most thankful for? I know that for Americans, Thanksgiving is coming up in November. So what are you most thankful for? In Canada, we already celebrated Thanksgiving the second week of October this year. But yes, let me know in the comments below what is your most favorite thing about fall, or what you are thankful for, or both. And if you have done a similar technique to this with leaves and the gel plate, let me know your tips down below. Is there something that I didn't mention or something that you didn't see that I could have done better? Let me know your tips down below, because we can all learn from each other. Alrighty, so just cutting down this last sentiment, the big thanks, and bringing in the card bases that I already prepped. And so this was a slimline card, and I didn't want to go ahead and ruin that texture on there, so I put it off to the side. That's the hard thing with these amazing backgrounds too. You don't want to cover up the designs and the texture and that leaf. So I loved these little small sentiments because I could put them off to the side or put them where it wasn't really textured. It was more of a blob. So I'm going through these super fast. I will have a picture at the end, and you can definitely check out my Instagram for more pictures as well if you want some more close-ups. There was a lot of cards, and I didn't want this video to be too long, but you kind of get the idea and the technique. And go ahead and play, get out your gel plate, or there's definitely other ways to get leaf prints as well. So go ahead, experiment, and do some prints yourself. So for this one, I did not use the sentiment strips. I just attached them on there with just ink, no adding that in. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. And then I did go ahead and add some pops of color just at the bottom of the sentiments to just add a little bit more. This was totally unnecessary, but I really like how it turned out. It just gave a little bit more to the sentiment and added that finishing touch. So you're going to see me add those pops of color from scrapbook.com. So I did them in red and then I did them in black. And on some of them, I did not even flick it. I just kind of left it pointy. So add in more dots, flicking them to make them flatter. I really do like how that brought something subtle, but still kept the cards super simple on top of that background. And it didn't take away from the background, the leaf prints. So after the pops of color are applied, that is going to finish up the lots of cards that I made. So thank you so much for watching. If you liked today's video, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.